Hello children. In the last class we discussed the what is exothermic reaction. Now in this class we discuss what is endothermic reaction. Okay. If in a chemical reaction heat energy is observed or supplied. Understood? To, for the chemical reaction, if we are applying heat energy, then this type of chemical reaction is called endothermic reaction. Simply, if heat energy observed in a chemical reaction, then this type of reaction is called endothermic reaction. You see, when nitrogen is reacting with the oxygen, so to take this chemical equation, we need to supply the energy. Understood? So in that nitrous oxide will form, so minus Q. In the product side, if I write the minus Q, it indicates what? It is endothermic reaction, meaning to take this chemical equation, we need to supply the heat energy. See, when calcium carbonate is heated, what is the meaning of heated? We are supplying the heat energy. When calcium carbonate is heated, you get what? Calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Okay. So these are the examples for the endothermic reaction. You know, photosynthesis reaction is also endothermic reaction. You know, to take the photosynthesis, so we need to the reaction, we need to supply the energy. That is the to take the reaction, sunlight is needed. Understood? You know, light is nothing but it has energy. Understood? So photosynthesis is also best example for the endothermic reaction. You know, minus Q at the product side indicates it is endothermic reaction. Okay. And next, precipitate may form in a chemical change or chemical reaction. So what is a precipitate? A precipitate is insoluble substance. Insoluble substance is called precipitate. Understood? Example for the precipitate reactions, when sodium sulfate solution is added to barium chloride. You know, you need to prepare sodium sulfate solution and barium chloride solutions, and if you add these two solutions, I will get 2 moles of sodium chloride, 2 moles of Na2, so it is Cl2, and there is a Na2 and Cl2. Sodium 2 molecules, it is 2 molecules. Understood? So now I will get 2 moles of sodium chloride. Now along sodium chloride, I will get barium sulfate. So barium sulfate is a precipitate. It is an insoluble substance in the given solution. So the downward arrow mark indicates precipitate is formed. Understood? So next example, again take a silver nitrate. When silver nitrate is treated with the sodium chloride solution, and I will get silver chloride and sodium nitrate. Silver. Just a minute. So when silver nitrate is treated with sodium chloride, I will get the silver chloride is as a precipitate, and sodium nitrate solution. Understood? Here silver chloride is the precipitate. Understood? And when lead nitrate solution is treated with the potassium iodide, I will get the potassium iodide precipitate plus potassium nitrate. So here the color of the barium sulfate is white color, silver chloride also white color, yellow, there is a lead nitrate is a yellow color. So arrow mark, downwards arrow mark indicates the precipitate is formed. In a chemical equation, in a chemical reaction, gas may be evolved. And see, when zinc granules is added to the hydrochloric acid, if you take the conical flask, so add a few zinc granules. So later if you pour some HCl to the zinc granules, the reaction will be zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. Understood? Not so ikkada general ga zinc is metal. Zinc is metal. Metal plus acid. If you take any acid, if you add the metal to the acid or acid to the metal, hydrogen gas will liberate. Hydrogen gas will liberate. Understood? Now, how to test the hydrogen gas? You can test the hydrogen gas with burning mastic or a burning candle. When you keep a burning mastic or burning candle at the mouth of the conical flask, then it will blows off with puff sound. It blows off with puff sound. So hydrogen gas liberate ante ela telustundante manaku, when we keep a burning mastic or a burning candle, it blows off with puff sound. Okay.